My name's Kate. I am a tattoo artist. I live in Worcester. That's about it. I had when I was really young, my dad's friends had tattoos and I didn't know what they were. Kind of looking at that and being like, that's cool. I was really interested in it, but didn't know what they were. To then discovering what they were, and then finding out that the people that I thought were cool had them, I think was quite interesting. And then obviously all the people in that kind of scene are like early 20s and covered neck to toe and just shit. and then watching them all now get it all blacked out. Well, Ollie Sykes is probably the one that whenever I think of that, I always think of Ollie Sykes, back a day. Because I used to listen to Bring Me the Horizon a lot. I don't really know when it was. But I remember I got Facebook when I was 13. I was like, I need Facebook. And then got Facebook. And that was like a whole other thing of, seeing pictures of how other people dress. And YouTube as well. YouTube was a massive one because I used to find people that I liked, like how they looked. And they used to just talk about, putting the makeup on and what they were wearing that day and little adventures and things. So I used to watch that religiously. And then when I think I got Twitter as well, and that was when I could start following the actual band. It was all about the bands. So I just used to follow all the band members on Twitter and then Instagram and that. Instagram used to follow them, and it was so. I remember that discovering Twitter and being like, this is the actual person. As if I've got them as a friend on Facebook and they're posting this and getting really into that. I just wanted to be more emo. I knew how I wanted my hair to be, and I found people that cut their own hair in that way, so I learned and did it, and things like that. I wanted my eyeliner to look a certain way, so I'd find a tutorial of someone doing that. And then there were a couple of people that I was super inspired by on YouTube, so I used to watch everything they did. Try and dress how they did. There was one. I remember on YouTube was Rohanna. And she had a scene kid name as well, I think. But I think I discovered her when she was Rohanna. And she's got a baby now. I still follow her on Instagram because she's just had a baby. She's doing so well. But I remember back then she used to talk about mental health and how rough it was and how she was eating disorders and all that sort of stuff. And that was super interesting because I didn't really do any of that. It was really it was interesting because they talked about stuff that I was, feeling or didn't understand, and they put it into words in a video. And it was not most of the time. It was just silly stuff, about what they're wearing, what they're doing that day, and I'd be like, I feel like that. I also do that. That's interesting. It was just something to relate to and then be inspired by, I guess. And then it was more everyone had tattoos. That was the main thing. Everyone had tattoos, and I wanted tattoos. What is my taste in music? I listen to everything now, pretty much, but it's all mainly metal and pop punk. And it was a massive thing for me when I was a kid because I used to listen to it, and you see the photos of the band and you go, they're cool, I want to look like them. I want to be them. And then, you go to a show and you dress up for it because, and everyone else is dressed like that and you think, I want to look like that. It's just constantly trying to be something that you're trying to be something that you're not, I suppose. But then when you look back, you go, oh, it was fine.
Was there ever any?
I remember I had a friend in school because I used to get Kerrang every week. That was another big thing I used to get. I was subscribed, and before I was subscribed, I used to walk to the newsagents every Wednesday and go get Kerrang. And I remember I was reading it in school, and one of my friends ripped it out of my hand and ripped it up because she just didn't. I don't know what she was trying to do. She wasn't a nasty person. I think she was just being funny with it, but it really upset me. Because I was like, you're offending my culture. I think it was kind of what I was thinking. I think she just thought she was being funny and ripping magazine down, but. Yeah, she ripped it up in front of me and I was like, you do not understand me.
You'll get it.
Yeah. I had a lot of teachers would say stuff as well, especially about my hair, because I like the big, the hair. I bought pictures with me actually.
Well, we can look at the literature and stuff, how would you say your hair has changed over time?
it's basically the same. I literally look back at photos of me 15 years ago, and my hair's exactly the same. But it was always black. I was always on black, and I was still am quite particular with it, but I was really particular with it back then. Constantly doing that, school photos, making sure it was perfect, and then crying afterwards when it wasn't. Hair was like the most important thing to me.
It can never be perfect.
No.
I remember walking into college, dyed my hair bright pink, and I was like, million learners.
Yeah.
Did you ever have any of those moments?
So we weren't allowed to have coloured hair at school. So a lot of my friends would have, I don't know how they did it, but they used to have black hair, and then as soon as the summer holidays hit, it'd be bright blue or pink or whatever. And then as soon as we went back to school, it'd go back to black. They just used to bleach the fuck out of it, I think. And then just check, like it would just be bright blue for the entire summer. I don't know how they did it. Must have dyed it every day. But I had one summer where I put a little bit of blue in the ends and then a little bit under the fringe. And I had that for my prom, I think. But apart from that, it was just black. But my mum wouldn't let me dye my hair until I was 12, I think. I really wanted, like blacky purple hair.
Yeah.
I did that first, and then I went to black, and everyone was like, "Don't do that, don't do that, don't do that." And I still kept the black for years. But then, yeah, and then eventually I got to like 17, 18 maybe, and I parted it a little bit, so I decided to, and then I just kind of, and that's it. But I've always cut my own hair still, so it doesn't, in my head it hasn't changed that much. I still cut everything else exactly the same as I did when I was 14, except for this bit. It changes who you are. It's a lot more meaningful, I think, especially like, all the pop punk and metal and stuff. It's all very, they talk about feelings a lot. So I think for young people, it's very good to listen to that sort of stuff because you can figure out a lot of stuff. And if that then comes with you dressing alternatively and getting tattooed and stuff, then great. But I think trying to say that you should force yourself to be that way is different. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? It's something that you should be curious about, and if it attaches itself to you, then it does. If it doesn't, then, learn more about yourself, I guess. There's a Lord of the Rings quote, which is I'm trying to remember them now. It's like we don't choose when we get to live, but we have to do. It's what we choose to do with the time that is given to us. That's a good one. The other one is a Mitch Lucker quote. I'm pretty sure it's Mitch Lucker, who died, the dead person. But he said, what was it? Keep listening to the music, it gets you through everything, I promise. So those are the two that I don't really I wouldn't say I use them every day, but if I was to think two off the top of my head. Yeah.